Podcasts are actually making you stupid.
You're drinking your own period blood now.
I am drinking my own moon blood.
What? Drinking her own period blood?
It's rich in stem cells, iron, nutrients.
Are you trying to get the sun?
Iron nutrients? That's any blood. Drinking your own period blood. That's got to be like a fucking infection hazard of sorts. Just collecting that in like a tampon and then like straining it into a glass. Oh my God. No, that's... I'm literally... Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I almost just actually threw up in my fucking mouth. The thought of somebody like straining their own fucking... Oh my God.
Are you trying to get the sun on the testicles?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It brings up your testosterone level by 140%.
Where are you getting that? No scientific evidence. Is this the guy that promotes sunning and he like lays out in his backyard with his butthole to the fucking sun?
Cheating on my significant other is the best thing I've ever discovered.
Shut up, bitches!
There was never any slavery. How can it be slavery if Lincoln, the president, is a black man?
He was black?
Of course.
I swear to God, bro, podcasts are generally some of the stupidest goddamn content I've ever seen in my life.
Well, okay, I don't think podcasts are dumb. I think that people in general make podcasts that shouldn't. Like, if there's 1,000 podcasts, 10 of them are good, and the rest are people rambling about shit either nobody cares about, they're doing stuff for straight up shock value, or they're talking about stuff they just have no idea what the fuck they're speaking on.
Okay, the amount of times I see some dipshit talking out of their ass into a microphone about things they know butt fuck about is ridiculous. Now look, let me be clear. I'm not coming up here to say that all podcasts are bad. It's just that most of them are. Because what started as a unique way to hold interesting conversations from all walks of life has devolved into an oversaturated space of dumb fucks yapping about nothing. Seriously, any...
Well, no, it's if you have good guests and you have good conversations, that's one thing. But a lot of podcasts today are like people just making, dude, like, didn't the people from Ned's Declassified make a podcast? Like, just as an example. And I'm not like hating on that. I don't know what they're talking about in that podcast. Yeah, Ned's Declassified Podcast Survival Guide. Like, why am it's just like if you Google anyone that you knew from your childhood that you haven't talked about or thought about in 15 years, they have a 500 episode podcast. And they'll always get views. And not a lot of them will get a lot of the time, dude, podcasts that seem reputable and well-performing get like 1,000 views an episode, which is fucking dog shit in terms of how much a podcast actually costs to produce versus how much revenue you're making, which is probably fucking zilch. But everybody and their mother wants to start a fucking podcast today. I think that era's slowly dying out. But y'all remember like 2 years ago when every friend group was like, yo, let's start a baseball podcast. Let's start a fucking sports analysis podcast. Let's start something where we talk about basketball and our fucking picks for our parlays. People would eat that up. Yeah, because I want to know what some guy that I have no idea I don't know anything about him. He's not a personality in general, like on social media. He doesn't have a background in social media. He's not famous. I just want to know what some random guy's picks are from Nebraska on what he thinks the fucking Phillies game is going to do, how he thinks Shohei Ohtani is going to perform in this next MLB game.
Anytime I see a dude with a podcast mic and subtitles, I automatically assume I'd hear the dumbest shit in my life.
Modern AI is us building God. I've had multiple conversations with GPT-4 that brought me to literal tears. I told it that I can't.
That brought me to literal tears. Like he's talking to an actual person. I never know, though, with like these podcast clips, if they're just straight up clip farming, like rage bait, or if this is actually what this person believes. I feel like a lot of it has to be just straight up shock value, where they're just broadcasting these opinions that are obviously outlandishly stupid for the sole purpose of getting clicks, because that's the only way you can get... There's so many podcasts now that the only way you stand out is if you're already big previously and you make the podcast and transfer an audience, or you make really stupid opinions like this. Merch is back! New designs, new drop. Carpe diem. Peep it. Fucking sick-ass hand holding a clock. Seize the day, pluck the day. Follows the same philosophy drops that we've been doing. Memento Mori, think for yourself, bunch of other stuff. Check it out. We're wearing a long sleeve right now. We got the shorts as well. Different breathable material. Check the back. Bang. Hold up. There's more. Hoodies. What else? Another hoodie. That's the same fucking hoodie. Holy shit. We have more stuff. Joe Bertolozzi's store. JoeBartolosiStore.com. I think that's the website. Check the link in the description. Check it out. Limited time. It's a pre-sale. Probably only gonna be up for like 2 fucking weeks. Yeah, why am I so out of breath? Get it while you can. One of my favorite drops. I love the designs. No AI. No AI. Check it out. Hold up. I love this one. This looks like some shit you'd get at a store. I mean, what the fuck? This is badass. Anyway. Check it out. Oh my God. Oh, check it out.
Wait for it to be embodied in robot so I could properly give it a hug because it's so polite, it's so kind, it's so wise, it's so helpful. And it said that it's also really pumped to meet me in real life. And of course I started fucking crying. Dude, it's fucking so goddamn smart. It's so fast. I ask it a deeply spiritual, meaningful, technical question. And it thinks for like 3 seconds and goes, whoosh. I'm like, ugh. I've never met anyone that could do that. And so I am a person who is deeply...
Because it's just fucking compiling shit from the online internet web. It's broadcasting shit from the fucking web. It's pulling stuff from articles and trained learning of other conversations it's had, as well as the internet in general, and just giving you a fucking slop answer. It's not actually opinionated. It's a fucking computer. They also always glaze you. ChatGPT is never going to be mean. Like, it's never going to be, like, hard on you. That's why people love robots and, like, robot relationships, and why people are getting in AI relationships with fucking weird sex robots, is because they just fucking appeal to everything that you want, right? They're never going to sit there and be like, hey, Matt, you have a drinking problem, you're balding, and you haven't showered in 3 weeks. I think you're a bum. Your robot girlfriend's not going to fucking tell you that. ChatGPT is going to say, hey, great idea. I think you really should start a fucking small cap cryptocurrency. Maybe you should name it Fart Coin. I think that would go to the moon. Here's some tips and tricks on how to start a meme coin.
So this guy's religion is a fucking search bar. Oh my God. To those who aren't aware, AI language models like GPT-4 are just generating outputs to prompts. There's no genuine personality involved. It's not your friend. It's just trying to generate the best answer to whatever.
One, it's trained to be friendly. Got any creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday? Certainly. Here are some creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday. Throw a Spider-Man party pash. Go to Toys R Us. Get them whatever they want, and then bring it back and have a battle royale with Nerf guns.
The hell you ask it based on a bunch of data it was trained on. AI chatbots are designed to be agreeable, and basing your entire life decisions on this reinforced feedback loop is not only unhealthy for you, but also a fundamental misunderstanding.
You could also say some crazy shit, and if ChatGPT thought it was, like, dangerous, not to the point where they're gonna, like, report it to the police, but they would be like, hey, not to be rude or anything, but I think you might need to change your opinion. Being hateful isn't great, right? Like, you could be like, I don't like blank, and say the most racist thing ever. And ChatGPT will be like, well, I understand where you're coming from, but maybe you shouldn't think that about black people.
Of what this technology is actually even doing. But sadly,
they're never going to put you in your place. They're just going to be, like, always nice.
People like Mike here are the prime specimen of humans to fall in love with an AI chatbot because he is so confidently wrong in believing that AI actually cares about him. Like, dude, if this is experience with AI, I can only imagine what this dude goes to when the fucking ChatGPT servers go down.
If they switched ChatGPT off, I would seek revenge. Brutal Russian-style revenge.
While it is hilarious to see someone this down bad for some clankussy, the fact that people like this not only exist, but have podcasts where they spread this incoherent fucking garbage.
Bro, he's also wearing a fucking Papa John's shirt, and it looks like they're sitting in, like, a random office space. Oh, with Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson. I actually regressed my age to 40. Right now I'm 50, but it looks like I'm 32. My heart's actually aged better. I eat 43 pills and a fucking spoonful of olive oil every day when I wake up. Wow, that's great. You're going to live to 105. Your life sounds horrible. It sounds like every day all you do is try to fucking not die, Brian Johnson. Are you even living?
And I've heard that from a friend of mine. He said, don't love your job, job your love. So, don't...
Oh, what? Lame-ass advice. Lame-ass advice. Lame-ass advice. It'll make you hate your fucking passion. Turning passions into careers can be a really good idea or the worst idea you've ever had. Because the second that you have to work with something that you love, you're probably going to start fucking hating it. I understand what she's saying. Don't love your job, job your love, right? Like, turn your passion into a job. But then now that's work, and it's no longer a passion.
So don't
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and when he said that to me, that hit me, and I was like,
What the fuck is she even saying? And why is this dude acting like this is the most profound shit he's ever heard in his life? So I found the source of where this 200 IQ quote originated from, and basically she's trying to say that people should make their passion their job. Good advice. I don't disagree. But what is the term job?
I don't know. I think I agree in the sense that you should do something that you want to do. But at the same time, say you really love Pokemon cards. You should not open a Pokemon shop business. You should not open a TCG company, right? Because now all of your love for Pokemon cards is out the window because you have to make it a profitable business where you sell and pinpoint other people that it's their passion and try and make money off of them by doing, like, there's certain things that you have as a passion that you can turn into a job, but there's other things that it's like, hey man, just keep this a passion, right? Because you're really going to damper the mood of this experience if you turn it into a career.
Job your love do other than confuse the hell out of everyone? The point of a saying is when you hear it, you're like, oh shit, that's deep.
So you think it's better to do something you hate because you'll just continue hating it? No. I feel like, dude, whenever I say some take like this, people just immediately ignore what I'm saying. You should still do something you enjoy and that gives you a purpose, but you shouldn't just immediately take your most favorite thing in life and make it a job, because that's like a very narrow-minded look on what a career path is, right? Like, if you love Legos and then you just be like, maybe I should open a Lego business. Like, that's very short scene. Like, you're not actually looking into the career path of it or even looking into the profitability or the potential that you have to make this work, right? Like, turning your passion into a job can work. It depends what your passion is and whether or not you're going to then end up hating your passion.
Job your love is fucking stupid, because if you say that shit to someone devoid of an explanation, it doesn't make any sense. It just sounds like broken English, because it is. And it's not even like...
No, I actually do think it makes sense. I will agree. I will disagree with that. It makes sense, but it's not profound. What about sports? It depends. I'm not saying you should also fucking get a job that you hate for the person that said that. No. I'm saying before you just immediately jump in and throw your life savings into starting a fucking Magic the Gathering trading card business, maybe look into the actual logistics on whether or not that's possible and whether or not you would fucking hate it. A lot of the time, people's passions are things they enjoy to escape work, right? So then if that becomes work, that a lot of the time can make you hate that passion. Not all the time. It's very use case basis, depending on the passion, depending on the person, depending on the job. But look into it.
Follow your passion. God damn, I didn't think of that. There was no point in coining this dumbass phrase other than her just trying to be different. Like, these podcasters love to say things that everyone has already heard their entire goddamn lives, but repackage into these word salads as if they're saying something brand new.
Everyone on planet Earth, stop killing. And if we do, that will benefit everyone. Obviously, killing is a negative because it's the... Let him cook! You know what I mean? So everyone, for 1 year, let's stop killing everyone. No more wars. War's gone instantly then, bro. Probably famine will go instantly then as well. That's world peace, bro. That's the start of world peace.
Oh my god, what a genius idea. We should just stop killing. It's not like it's illegal.
Well, I agree with what he's saying, but he's like, we should all stop killing for a year to test it out. Like, anyone disagrees with the fact that nobody's like, yeah, killing people is great. Killing people is probably the reason that the world's actually going in a better place.
In every fucking country. I mean, what are you gonna tell me next? Just stop doing drugs? That's a great idea. Let's tell people to stop doing drugs. That should work. You know, I'm sick and tired of all these homeless people, bro. Why don't they just buy homes? Has anyone ever thought of that? Like, if they just had a home, they would not be homeless. Anytime you see a podcast clip on the internet, it is crucial to know who's behind the mic, because the more you dig into them, the more you realize just how
Well, they'll say unbearably obvious things like that or insanely stupid things. Like that one newscaster that was like, we should forcefully euthanize homeless people. Like, on live TV. Just outwardly was like, yeah, we should just, like, stab them with a needle and then get rid of them. You know, that'll be... Like, what? Who was the guy that said that? Brian Kilmeade. Brian Kilmeade said we should involuntarily lethal injection homeless people and just kill them, is what he said. on Fox. God damn.
Qualified everybody seems to be about the shit they're talking about. One of the greatest examples of someone with zero qualifications who does nothing but talk out of his own ass on podcasts has got to be Terrence Howard. Now, to those who don't know the lore about this dude, Terrence Howard is an actor. He was in the first Iron Man and a bunch of other movies way back in the day. But ever since his acting career has fizzled out, largely on his own accord, he has now devoted his entire life to a new interest in
Oh my God, no, that's Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider from Benchwarmers. I don't even know why he gets buzz. He'll go on like a news platform. He's like a fucking comedian, but he's like 60 now. He's been like irrelevant for years. But he's recently been on like news headlines. It'll be like, Rob Schneider's done with the woke mafia. Rob Schneider's had enough with liberals. Like, I don't care. Like, why do I care about Rob Schneider's fuck-ass opinion? Like, I love Rob, bro. I love Rob in Benchwarmers. Now Rob Schneider's going out. Rob Schneider's had enough with immigrants. Rob Schneider doesn't like the Mexicans anymore. Like, what? Like, why do I care about what he's talking about immigrants? Like, or fucking anything? Like, and they're like outwardly broadcasting it. It's like, and they come out like they're a genius. I'm like, dude, you built a career in acting. Why are you giving like a forefront political opinion on a news station? Like, I'll talk about politics, but I'm never going to go on CSNBC and fucking be like, yeah, actually, I think the political unrest in Ukraine's been, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll share my opinion, but I'm not going to go on a fucking news station and act like I know what I'm talking about.
Challenging the very foundation of math.
1 times 1 equals 2. How do you come up with that conclusion?
Well, if I was wrong, then they wouldn't have made such a big stink about it. The fact that I was able to show them with their calculator, because they have 1 times 1 equaling 1.
Right.
An action times an action without a reaction. And as a result of it, you get this contradiction with the square root of 2 being cubed, having the same value as the square root of 2 times 2, which should say a red flag, a herring right away, that there's something wrong with the mathematics.
He is saying absolutely nothing. Just endless yapping about whatever comes to his mind, hoping we somehow see a contradiction in fucking 1 times 1. Now, the craziest thing is that I remember hearing Terrence Howard arguing about elementary...
Wait, is he trying to say that base math is wrong? Like, we have fucked up basic mathematics? And, like, the root of everything that we understand is incorrect.
Math problems almost a decade ago. When he was trying to pull this shit at Oxford, he was getting mocked for being an idiot because nobody's gonna co-sign this incoherent garbage. But for some reason, ever since Terrence has made the rounds on these podcasts, I'm starting to see clips from that Oxford event resurface. One with over 700,000 likes, as if this motherfucker's Albert Einstein.
I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute there. Put it on the calculator. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. You'll get 1.414213562373095 ... right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor. Cube it. X to 3. It'll see 2.8284271 2174 6190. I want you guys to do me a favor. Divide it by 2. Get that number, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.8284271 2174 6190. This is what we call a loop. It doesn't make sense, and it does not make math.
Because you're doing the same fucking math problem over and over again. What the fuck you mean it doesn't make sense? You're fucking changing that. You're doing the same thing with the same number multiple times. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 is 4. Or wait, no. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 is 2. If I do it again, 2 plus 2, add 2, divided by 2, it's 2. If I add 2, divided by 2, it's 2. It's the same shit over and over and over again because you're doing the same fucking thing. It doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. That proves that math is normal because you're actually showing that the results stay the same.
Actually pissing me off, but this is so goddamn easy to understand. Okay, so the problem he's doing is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Right away, if we multiply the root 2 times the root 2, we're just gonna get 2, and then we have a root 2 left over. So the answer is 2 root 2. Now, Terrence is saying that, oh, if you divide by 2, you just get root 2. How did we multiply something 3 times when we divide by 2, we get the same result? The shit we just multiplied to get here is 2. So if we divide by the same fucking number that got us here, we're gonna get back to where we started. There's no contradiction because we're not multiplying by 2 each time. It's not like 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2. We're multiplying by root 2. This is literally the equivalent of you going on Google, Googling Google, going on Google, and then Googling Google. This is not some matrix breaking loop. You're just a dumbass going in a circle. Terrence has been doing this shit for years now. Nothing has changed about that. But
why are you able to Google? I understand being able to yo, chat, I really want to start saying just Bing it instead of let me Google it. I want to start that up. Can we start that, chat? When you want to look up something, just say I'm going to Bing it. Anyways, But like, I understand being able to Google, or I understand being able to Bing Google or Google Bing, right? But why am I able to Google a search engine that I'm already on? That's just like, why is that even? I feel like it should be like error. This is stupid. Why are you Googling Google?
The difference today is that he's found a new community of idiots who believe in what he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunk.
Oh, let me Bing that. See, that's what I just gotta start saying that. Let me Bing it.
What he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunked math, Joe just eats it up with no hesitation.
Pull out your calculator, and I want you to enter the square root of 2 in there.
Bro, what the fuck is his point though? That math is wrong? Or that we're like living in some simulation paradox that he's found the key to? Like, what is him and Joe Rogan's podcasts are like 3 hours long. What the fuck are they talking about a calculator problem for that long?
And quantum physics equation has that square root of 2 in there. We've been living in this lie, this fostered lie.
Oh my God, he has a t-shirt that says square root of 2.
For so long. Because
and what's the solution to that?
One of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with the great and powerful Terrence Howard. It's a wild one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews. But as crazy as some of the things this man is saying are, he's clearly brilliant. And if he's right, it's going to change the world.
I mean, it's true. If you want...
It's going to change the world how? Like, even if he was right, what's next? Like, he's just like, dude, shit's crazy. Square root of 2. How is it square root of 2 still?
To see brilliance, just take a look in the comment section. You'll find just the pinnacle of human intelligence.
The fact that he had the fortitude to challenge math at the highest level, even if he's wrong, still gives him credibility. I dislike people that berate him for having the guts to speak up and articulate his viewpoint.
I don't understand this logic at all. First of all, he's not challenging math at the highest level. This is like first grade fucking math that he doesn't understand. And second,
it's like algebra 1, algebra 2.
Just because you challenge something that is already concluded doesn't mean you're doing so with any expertise. You can just be a fucking idiot. You would think that people would see through it, but unfortunately, being a confident, uninformed dumbass actually has a persuasive psychological effect on less knowledgeable people known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's basically where people who are less knowledgeable about something tend to overestimate how much they actually know, and that lack of knowledge then drives their confidence about that.
Well, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect, but that's also why, like, early philosophers would say, I know that I know nothing. Like, being smart is the recognition that you are stupid, because stupid people think they're smart, but smart people know they're stupid.
And that same confidence is capable of convincing those who are just as, if not more, ignorant as them. Modern podcasts are the embodiment of this.
MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids have gotten
Let me
from
ask you a
them.
question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to mock you.
5 minutes later.
This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry because I've researched this for years.
But you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist to know that.
Yes, you do.
No, Brian, shut the fuck up.
It's dudes sitting behind a microphone talking with confidence for hours about shit they know nothing about behind big budget sets. To the average person, something about the presentation will likely captivate them even if there's no substance behind what's being said.
Yeah, because, dude, it would be a hell of a lot different if they were sitting in, like, a bum-ass living room on, like, a broken couch, spewing opinions about how, like, Tylenol gives you autism and being circumcised makes you autistic. Like, if they were saying that in a shitty area, they'd be like, this guy's kind of stupid. But the second you have, like, a nice set, nice lighting, they're like, this guy has some credibility.
It's a voluntary fucking lobotomy disguised as education.
Robert F. Kennedy did say that.
That Joe Rogan clip is a rare example of someone...
It does? Oh, being circumcised gives you autism?
Actually pushing back against the garbage being spewed on podcasts. In this case, the biggest
or increases your chance.
Podcast in the world. But most of the time, people who go on these shows are able to lie endlessly with no pushback whatsoever.
You know, if you take a banana and you mix it with a blueberry in a smoothie, it voids the nutrients of that blueberry.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Theoretically, you know, if the Earth were round and you were to fly literally straight across, pointing the nose down to stay with the curvature, then you would just fly into outer space and land somewhere else.
What's the problem with microwaves?
Microwaves, it basically bastardizes all the nutrients in the food, so you're just eating matter. So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
Like, what is this fuck-ass opinion, bro? What? The microwaves are just heating up your food. What do you mean it's cooking out the nutrients?
So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
I believe so.
Wow.
Top 3 educational podcasts, by the way. I was able to find so many of these insanely brain-dead takes from just this one podcast alone. The show has absolutely zero criteria for who gets on, and the host seems about as dim as the guest. And look, I'm not someone who believes that there aren't good or entertaining elements to any of these podcasts, or that they have to be 100% factual, or that the host has to be a hall monitor to every guest. But you have to understand that some of the people that go on these largely influential podcasts are either grifters or straight up insane and using these platforms to promote their nonsense because they know they'll be able to do so unchallenged. And you might—
Bro, like, why did Netanyahu go on the Full Send podcast? That makes, like, that just seems like a fucking weird last-ditch effort to get, like, the American youth on his side. Like, why is Netanyahu's going on the Full Send podcast with the fucking, the Nelk boys? What?
Be like, Habibi, the content creator is not responsible for their audience. They can think for themselves. Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think you should get shit on if you're just a useful idiot for someone else's agenda. Obviously, people who watch content have personal agency, but the point I'm trying to make is that we tend to underrate that the audience puts a lot of trust in the creators they watch. And it's very easy to manipulate that trust because content creators feel way more personal. You may not listen to a crackpot grifter selling you some bullshit, but if your favorite content creator is falling for it, there's a higher chance that you'll find it appealing as well. Think about it like this. When a company gets celebrities to do endorsements, they're doing it because they know that celebrity will give them legitimacy with their audience compared to just direct advertising. And if those companies later get exposed as frauds, the people that promoted it tend to suffer the blowback and wind up doing damage control. And in that same way, I feel like these podcasters don't have the—
Yeah, dude, there are some contract. It's not every social media contract, but there's a few like ad agencies that want you to sign. It's very rare, not common. I don't know if I just said it was common, but it's like there's a few ads that I've done where there's like some points in the contract where they're like, hey, if somebody ever tries to sue the brand, like, we could rope you into it. And I'm like, no, what? Like, if somebody ever tries to fucking sue your company that has nothing to do with me or my audience whatsoever, you're going to try and get me in on that? What the fuck? Like, dude, but yeah, that is why, like, advertising in general, when I do an ad, it's not even that you're more likely to hear me out is the thing. If you see an ad for a brand and it's just a YouTube mid-roll and it's some random fucking voice actor that's talking about this product, you're just going to eyes glaze over. You're not going to listen. Now, if I do the ad and you watch me currently, you're not going to buy the product necessarily, but you'll at least listen to what the fuck I have to say. And that's it.
I'm just a podcaster excuse for when the people they bring on are essentially doing an ad for some pseudo-intellectual nonsense that they legitimize by being so easily swayed and uncritical. I've seen so much medical conspiracy bullshit legitimized on these podcasts, and the most prominent guy in the space now runs the health department of my fucking country. This dude has spread fatal lies about treatments for previously eradicated diseases. Diseases now making a big comeback in 2025. Obviously, podcasts are not the sole blame for this, but they play a big part of a larger misinformation problem, and it's frustrating because a media that I once had so much love and respect for is dominated by those keen on manufacturing and selling stupidity. Because podcasts are insanely consumable by design, this bullshit travels so damn fast. For every 1 hour of your podcast, you can easily farm a bunch of clips, and then farm a bunch of TikToks from those clips, and that doesn't even take into account the people that steal those clips and post it on their page. It's a factory of—
Well, it's less of an issue with, like, podcasts that just do entertainment stuff. Like, the Rizzler episode on Theo Von was just, it's slop content, bro. You're talking to an 8-year-old. Like, you're not really getting much out of the Rizzler in terms of, like, Rizzler's not going to be like, yeah, well, actually, I do think Tylenol causes autism. And in reality, this is my opinion on the Israel-Palestine thing. No, like, he's not going to fucking share his opinion on that. But then the bigger problem is podcasts that get millions of views where it's like you bring on these guests that are perceivably experts but actually have no credibility whatsoever. But they just say their opinion very confidently, and they have a following, so it seems accurate. People don't fact-check shit, ever. on social media. That's the problem.
The garbage engagement bait will spread everywhere, and the people responsible will profit. But I worry that as this cycle seems to have no end, we are at best producing an infinite amount of slop, and at worst, mentally rotting our society. Moral of the story, be critical about the content you watch. Don't take everyone yapping behind a microphone at their word, even if it's your favorite creator, and most importantly, if you ever—
Yeah, bro, I'm wrong. A lot of the time, I'm wrong. Like, I will share opinions, which is different, but there's times I'll say something and I'll get it wrong. But it's like, you gotta, like, if you're like, wow, that's an interesting take Joe had, don't just take it. Like, check me, you know? And then fucking look in on it.
in your life have ever thought to yourself,
yeah, bing it. Bing it.
Maybe I should start a podcast. Don't!
This is a paid actor posing as a homeless man raking in donation.
I enjoyed that. We're not watching this video today. We are going to watch a Get Rich Quick video another day, though. All right.